You know, we walk around with this arrogant, comfortable delusion that we actually have time. They're living an absolute lie.
Check, check one, check, check.
I'm 59 years old, but today I'm going to talk to you like I'm 90. This video is for my future self, to remind myself of what's really important in life. I've outlived my wife, I've outlived my friends, and I've outlived my enemies. And I've outlived a version of myself that used to give a damn about what people thought of me. And I'm standing right at the edge of the cliff, looking down at the bottom. But before I go over, I need to turn around and tell you something, or my future self something, or my present self something. I need to tell the people that are still back at the party that they're living an absolute lie. Because if they weren't, they'd be living a much better life now, wouldn't they? You know, we walk around with this arrogant, comfortable delusion that we actually have time. We treat our days like they're cheap, they're expendable, and they're not. So my 90-year-old version of myself is here to tell you that you're broke. We're all going to die. And intellectually, we know that. Intellectually, innately, we don't know it. We don't feel that. But we know it. When I say we feel it, there's a knowing back in your mind or in your soul that we feel it, but we don't know it. We don't feel the tight grip or the cold noose around our neck. Because if we did, we wouldn't be living the way we are, would we? So let me tell you about an old friend from my future self. It was back in 2026. We'll call him Jim. And he was better looking than me. He was richer than me. He had a better job than I did. And he had it all going on, had the world by the tail. And we were having a drink one night and reminiscing about the good times. And we did that weekly. Musicians, we got together every Friday. And he was telling me about how he wanted to buy a big boat on the ocean, and how he wanted to buy a camper, go camping with him and his lovely wife, and see the world and travel.
And
The following week, he came over. Actually, it was a couple weeks later he came over. And as we usually did on the Fridays, sing a few songs and play some music and have a couple drinks. And he didn't look good. He had a story to tell me. And he was always very well composed. You know, kept his emotions down. And he told me he had pancreatic cancer. And we all know how that turns out. So future self, he never did get to buy that boat. Could have, but he never did. He never did buy that trailer and go camping. Because he just simply waited. Waited for the right time to show up magically. And it beat him. And current self, at my 59-year-old stage, this hasn't happened just yet, but it's going to. And I need to remind myself just how important the here and now is, and to stop waiting. And my 90-year-old version of myself, I've been down this road too many times. I've been to too many funerals to not know what that is. I know how it works. You know, person passes away and you go to the funeral, pay your respects. And not once have I ever seen materialistic things in life be hauled behind a hearse, carrying a coffin of all the garbage that one attains in life from materialistic point of view. You can't take that shit with you, and why would you want to? So why do we chase those things? We have been sold a lie that materialistic things complete you and make you happy. So the 90-year-old version of myself is gonna be in a home with nobody there to visit me. Nobody's gonna come. I'll have the picture of my wife and my kids, a bed, probably a dresser, and a window to look out and reflect in. Everything that I've achieved in my life will be the reflection. Every conference that I went to by myself, every meeting that I had to stay at work late to attend and miss the supper that my family had prepared. When all they want is your time, but you're too busy chasing what you think is your dream. But it's not your dream. Do you know how I know that? Because your family's not with you. Your friends. You're chasing a fantasy that doesn't include anybody else but you. And everybody comes to the funeral to pay their respects. And they say all the good things about what a good person that person is or was, and how much they love them and how much they miss them, how much they're going to miss them. But they didn't have the courage to say those things, or we didn't have the courage to say those things while they were here. Our society has taught us these things, and they're not good. They're meant to break you. You know, from a career perspective, when a person dies, the company will have you replaced within 2 weeks. If they know about your illness prior to you passing, they've already got you replaced. They just haven't told you. And then your family will clean out your desk in a box, your emails, your computer maybe, your day calendar, and it'll all be corporate. And your spouse or your children that have to go through that will see everything corporate. There might be a circle on a calendar of one of their birthdays that you couldn't attend because they weren't there. They were at a meeting. So why am I telling you this? Because I'm looking at you as if you're Jim. There only is the now, the right now. There is no later. Start paying attention now. Start mattering today. You know, let's talk about materialistic stuff and how you buy things that you don't need with money you don't have, only to never take it with you. It's all garbage. So I'll leave my future self message to my current self like this. Anytime that you do anything in life, remember that one day you'll be doing that for the last time. That last sip of coffee, that last steak that you might eat at a restaurant, that last hug you might have from your daughter, that last fish that you might catch. That day might be today. And don't ever forget that. If you treat every moment as if it's your last moment, you will actually enjoy life on a much bigger level. So if you spend your days, scrolling social media, doomsday scrolling, if you will, just stop it. Go outside, enjoy the day, enjoy the nature. Don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself. Because when you do it for yourself, you stop carrying that baggage and that luggage of hatred that is so so vile in our world today. Find a place to forgive your enemies. Because when you do that, like, you're not doing it for them, you're releasing yourself from them. And when you do that, you stop carrying the baggage and the luggage that was never yours to carry. You stop carrying the hate. Most people define themselves by that very thing, and they don't know how to forgive. We've never been taught the proper way. So don't sit around and wait. Don't wait your life away. Don't be Jim. Be you and live your best life.